Hello and welcome to Theology on Tap. This lovely looking lady over here on the screen is my wife. Her name is Lisa Cho, and she started her own YouTube channel, and I wanted to share her video with you because I've known her since she was, I believe, in 8th grade, and we've been married for 25 years. If you were to meet her today, then you'll notice that she is just as good of a person, a great woman, great wife, a wonderful mother, and you probably won't think that anything, terrible has ever happened to her in her life. But pretty much the opposite is true. She went through some struggles in her life, and because nobody knew that about her, I would always ask her to share some of her stories with others, just to encourage them. Because through faith in God, you can't change your life, the how you feel. You could accept yourself better. The guilt and the shame is gone. You could start a new life in Him. So I wanted her to share some of her stories to encourage other people to do the same. If she is able to do it, I would think that other people could as well. Especially being brought up in a Christian family and Christian community where a lot of people are so judgmental. It could really harm people even more than they already have gone through in their lives. So she finally did it, actually. She came out and made a video, and she makes a little, let's say, revelation about herself, and I think it's really good. So I wanted to share this with you. So watch this video, please.
I just wanted to share with you something that happened in my life that will hopefully help you to see a little bit more of God's truth and what freedom, His freedom, can bring into your life also. As some of you may not know, actually all of you may not know, because I haven't really shared this with too many people, not even my sons. So anyways, I had when I was in high school, I had a boyfriend that was pretty toxic. He's not the ideal boyfriend to have, and he was not like that in the beginning. But after a year and a half of dating him, it was like a yo-yo. We constantly broke up, got back together, and he was very controlling and mentally abusive. And basically, through time, the relationship got pretty ugly. Well, also, he forced himself on me time to time. And yes, I had, we did have sex before I got married. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because, some of us, we all have a past. We all make mistakes. And, but there is God, and there is God's love, His forgiveness, and His Spirit and His truth that is there. And He wants us to embrace it and hold on to it so we can have the new life in Christ. So through this bad relationship I had I was very insecure at that time in my own life, and I felt very stuck and trapped in that relationship. I got pregnant, and I was very, very surprised. I was shocked. I grew up very naive and very trusting with people, so I really kind of was a little oblivious to what was going on. So I did get pregnant, and I didn't know what to do, and I just was in disbelief when I was a teenager. So my mother was heartbroken and devastated, and so basically what ended up happening is that I had an abortion. And I know that an abortion is usually a taboo, is stigmatized in this world, like, ooh, that's such a bad thing, and how could you do that? So I knew it was a big no-no, but I just kind of followed into the culture back then, the 80s, and what was right for my family at that time, and things like that. But my point is that all of us, no matter what it is that we have done in the past, whatever mistakes, and God knows that we're not perfect, and God did send His Son Jesus to die on the cross for us, to give us freedom, and to give us forgiveness, to have that new creation in Christ. It says in 2 Corinthians that basically we are being transformed into His likeness, into His image, into His glory, and that in Christ, it says in Galatians, in Christ we have freedom. And in this freedom, he doesn't want us to go back to a yoke of slavery, bondage, or the law and the rules. He does not want us to be living like that. And I know so many of us, we may carry around guilt or shame, things like that prevents us from moving forward. It keeps us stuck where we are. And what happens when we carry around this guilt, shame, and all these things of maybe feeling like you're going to be judged by the church or other people and things like that, I just want to encourage all of us to remember that there is freedom in Christ. There's love, forgiveness, and joy that he offers to us through his son Jesus and through the resurrected power of God that's within us, that we're able to move forward. And with this new year, he just wants us, it says in the 2 Corinthians also, the old has gone, behold, the new has come. We are a new creation in Christ. So I hope this new year, 2017, is going to be an incredible year for all of us to just really embrace God's Spirit, let his Spirit work in your heart, speak to your heart and your mind. So therefore, we can find the newness and the new creation in Christ to live this life joyfully, peacefully, lovingly to others, to have the mindset of Christ, see things through his perspective, through his lens in all matters of our lives. So what that will help us too is that some of us, we live in guilt and shame, and that keeps us trapped in bondage and stuck. And what that does to us is that it affects us whether we know it or not, and all the decisions that we make. Some of us as mothers, how are we going to parent our children? As a wife or as a husband, as an employee, as a neighbor. When we carry around this chip on our shoulders, it prevents us to fully live the great, awesome life that God has given to us, and that's what it says in John 10:10, the enemy has come to steal, kill, and to destroy us. But no, it says, God, Jesus, I have come to give you life and to have it abundantly. So I really encourage all of us to really live in the abundant life that God has offered to us, to give to us freely, because he thinks about us, loves us. He knows the number of the hairs that we have in our head. He cares for us that much. And he wants to continue to build this personal relationship with him. He wants you to really know him, know who he is. And he wants us to continue to build our character in our lives and change and transform into his glory, into his likeness, into his image, reflecting the glory of the Lord. So let's just be encouraged to honor God in all that we do and to just break this bondage, the yoke of slavery that God does not want us to keep going back to. All the rules, regulations, can't do this, can't do that, all the theologies out there. Let's just try to erase it from our mind and just accept and embrace the newness, the freedom in Christ. And remember, God is saying, behold, I'm doing a new thing. And new things are exciting. And we are a new creation, a new creature, a daughter, a son of Christ every single day. So I really pray that this time, this season in your life, that we just may find the peace, the joy, the hope, the glory of the Lord, and let it just dwell within and let it beam and shine out to others.
Okay, it's really cool, isn't it? She's so great, still in love after 25 years. What is interesting about her getting the abortion too is that when I was engaged to her, I used to have dreams about her getting an abortion. I didn't know anything about this, so I would approach her and talk to her about it, and she would always deny it that she never had an abortion. But I kept having the same dream about 3-4 times, so I asked her various times, and she finally admitted to me. But what is interesting is that, to me, I was more relieved that my dreams were real, more so than her having an abortion, because, what's past is the past, and we got to learn to bury the past in the sense of, that it won't attack us with a lot of guilt and shame as she has shared with us. And to me, what she said is totally true. That Christianity is not about rules, it's not about regulations, it is not about any kind of theologies that some churches or some denominations may teach, because theologies will separate people. It builds dividing walls. When we limit God's grace to only those who believe, then we basically build a wall of separation. It is freedom in Christ, which means that He has done all the wonderful things. He accepts us, loves us, as she said. Now, I'm going to share more of her videos in the future. I hope you like this one and that you will join me in the future again. She's got a few videos up on her channel, so please visit her channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Hey, share this video with other people. Please subscribe to this channel as well, and have a great day. I'll talk to you later.